Welcome back to First Listen, that series where we listen to an album for the first time that neither of us have heard before. Today we're here with Billie Eilish's When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?
This is Billie Eilish's debut album, released back in 2019 when she was only 17 years old.
This very quickly made her one of the biggest stars in the world who has gone on to do massive things. I'm really excited to listen to this. So should we kick it off with the first track, which is a bunch of exclamation marks?
Invisalign has.
I have taken out my Invisalign,
and this is the album.
So we start with an interlude.
Very interesting intro. Straight into Bad Guy. Straight into Bad Guy, the song that everybody knows.
All-timer. I remember Billie Eilish performing this for the first couple of times and the whole crowd bouncing.
White shirt, now red, my bloody nose sleeping.
The harmonies on the end of the sentences. They're almost built up like chords with the vocals, where there's like multiple notes on every single word that she's saying.
Even now, it just gets me hype. It makes me want to dance.
I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy.
I love that stutter on the voice there. And then the duh.
Make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy.
I think that's such a cool drop. That is such a cool drop.
It's quite simple, but it just works so well.
The whole track is quite simple, but there's so much thought that's gone into it, but it still sounds simplistic. It's got so much energy to it as well. But the ghostliness of the vocals as well. I mean, that is Billie Eilish's signature style, really, isn't it?
I always forget about this.
That bit always freaks me out because it's like a weird, like, clown laugh or something.
I like when you get mad.
That's sick.
Well, I guess by the amount of times you said that's sick, I love that part, you really enjoyed that song.
Yeah, Bad Guy is just a phenomenal track, and for that to be the intro track to your debut album, you're off to a good start there, aren't you?
The production is so good. Like you said, it kind of has a dark and dingy feel, but at the same time makes you want to dance and jump around, which for her to achieve so early in her career is massively impressive.
Yeah, just to touch on that first track, though, that intro interlude type thing where she's talking about an Invisalign. That's a very bold way to start your first album. So did she release some singles before this album that kind of got people into the idea of who Billie Eilish was?
Yeah, before the album came out, she'd already had... I think Bad Guy came out as one of the singles and it instantly just propelled her to fame. At least, maybe Billie Eilish fans let us know in the comments what was her journey up to releasing her first album, because I remember her becoming very big very quickly, but I'm not entirely sure how it happened.
Let's not waste any time. Let's jump onto the next track, which is Zany.
I must be missing something. They just keep doing nothing.
There's a really soft, like, brushes on a snare in the background.
Intoxicated to be scared. I'm in the second hand.
That's a mad effect.
Just drinking can't go.
I'm not sure I like that. Oh, side to side.
Oh!
What is happening?
Feel better. Honda's ignited drives him. Only one who is not.
Yo, this is mad.
Give me the Zany now or ever. Waking up at silence.
The way there was just some people speaking and then it went back into the track made me feel uneasy.
Blame circumstance. I'm in the second hand smoke. Still just drinking canned coke. I need a Zany to feel better.
I like that little drum break. Just let the drums come in.
One of the magical things about it for me is it doesn't feel as though there's that much effort or force having to be put into the vocals, but they're just so clean.
Too intoxicated to be scared.
It must be really difficult to sing so quietly. That was a crazy track. I really liked it because it had so many dynamics in it. It had the calmer kind of, whispery sections. I mean, it was whispering throughout pretty much, but then it had that crazy effect in what I presume was the chorus where it was like, that felt like my head was rattling. Was it trying to get across the kind of feel of being on Zany's? Is that the idea?
Yeah, that's how I understood it. That vocal effect that kind of made me feel uneasy and made me think, what's going on? Maybe that's how Billie felt when she tried Zany's or did Zany's or saw other people doing them. I'm not sure how I interpreted it, but it made me feel a strange way.
I was going to say, to me, it felt like she's talking about other people on Zany's and how she interprets how they feel on it. I don't know if she was saying that she was on them.
But anyway, this conversation in itself proves good songwriting, a very interesting track. But before we move on to the next track, please do remember to hit like and subscribe. And if you are a Billie Eilish fan, let us know in the comments your favourite song from this album. But up next is You Should See Me in a Crown.
Bite my tongue, bite my time, wearing
It's like a faint...
There's a demon in the background. What's that?
It's like a faint growl.
Oh
going
my
on.
goodness. This is crazy because like on every track so far, she's doing so much with the vocals. There's so much going on to like change it up to what you would usually expect. There's a genuine demon right now.
fell for these ocean eyes. You should see me in a crown. I'm gonna run
Oh, them wobs though.
Watch me make them bow one by one. Watch me make them bow one by one. One by one. Count my cards, watch them fall. You say, come over, baby. I think you're pretty. I'm okay. I'm not your baby.
It's like a voice went up a tiny bit to a higher pitch then, just before the chorus is kicking in.
You should see me in the crowd. I'm gonna run this nothing town. Watch me make them bow one by one. One by. You should see me in a crowd.
I like that it's mirroring her voice. Zoom in the background when she says those words. That as well. Really cool.
It's almost like a dubstep in D&D.
I was gonna say Skrillex
mixture
is
in
here.
some moments. Like even the bass notes in here, the
wobbing.
It's like an old school dubstep note.
That is getting added to my playlist straight away. I really enjoyed that track.
I actually think that's better than Bad Guy. I preferred that to Bad Guy personally. The production was insane. So many different sound effects, vocal effects, just a style of music of which I didn't expect. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I've heard that before on the radio or something, but I've never sat and listened to all the elements that were going on.
Yeah, and to say that that's 3 songs in, all 3 tracks already have their own like unique sound to them. None of them sound like they've repeated each other yet. There's a lot of stuff going on with the vocals. They're trying loads of different things. And there's so many sounds here that I've never heard anywhere else, and it's elements from other genres that have all been pushed into one. And the production so far is phenomenal.
Something else that I think is worth giving Billie and her brother Phineas some massive credit for, every track so far, the writing credits is just them two. When you get a lot of these worldwide, world famous artists, you'll be seeing 5, 6, 7 names on there. Every single track has just been her and her brother. And I believe it's just them two that did the production as well, or at least the majority of it. So incredible work.
Yeah, I mean, that speaks volumes, doesn't it? That tells you everything that you need to know about this project. We'll jump on to the next track now, which is All the Good Girls Go to Hell. Spooky church bells.
My Lucifer is lonely. standing there,
Ooh.
killing time. Can't
That's
commit to
a
anything
beautiful
but
bass tone.
leaders on
Beautiful.
vacation. An open invitation. And the moon
Instantly feeling a bit happier with this instrumental.
It's a lot more upbeat, a lot
Positive
more.
vibes.
I've got friends but can't invite them. Devil on your team.
Just a little something extra, high pitched note, keep it interesting, keep it fresh.
Once the water starts to rise and heaven's out of sight, she'll want the devil on her team.
It feels like 80s hip hop sound, that really high pitched noise, like West Coast kind of stuff.
I cannot do this, snowflake.
There's a lot of that going on with this album where it's kind of like they're making it like they recorded it together, because clearly it's been those two that have worked on it so far. So I think they're trying to get across that, you know, it's those two messing around in maybe a bedroom or a little studio somewhere.
And you've mentioned a few times there've been another vocal layer and kind of some background vocals. I do think that some of those vocals are Phineas as well, especially. Yeah, not even just the little sound effects though, even some of the actual vocals in the tracks. But it feels fun, and that track in particular felt like a little bit lighter, a little bit more of a boogie, funky track. As you say, the bass line was insane. I know you're going to be hyping that up, but it did need that. The album was very dark and dingy so far. This was a step to take us away from there. I imagine we're going to go right back to the dark feeling though.
You know, listening to this track, it made me think, if this era Billie Eilish collaborated with 21 Pilots, it would have absolutely destroyed every fucking record that was out there, because this sounded, I wouldn't say inspired by 21 Pilots, but it felt like it was in that vein. And I think it was mainly the prominence of the bass that kind of added to that fact, and the kind of hip hop feel to it, because I would say this track definitely had a certain hip hop feel to it, which again is another genre that they've brought in and done a really good job of just melding it into the sound that they've got going for them.
Definitely. Well, we're up to track 6 next, in Wish You Were Gay. Unique title.
I'll never let you go. 5 words you never say.
TV sound effect.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
I just wanna make you feel okay, but all you do is look the other way. Conversations all in blue, 11 haze, 10 fingers tearing out my hair, 9 times you.
I like that she's counting down with each line, using a different number.
Stayed alone at 7, you were 6 minutes away.
Sound effects again. I love that.
Supposed to make you feel okay, when all you do is walk the other way. I can't tell you how much I wish I didn't want to stay. I just kinda wish you were gay, but all you do is look the other way.
There it is. There it is.
You were waiting.
I was waiting for that.
You like started getting hopeful.
I know.
going
I was like,
towards
come
the
on,
computer.
come on.
Please, give me the drop.
I just kinda wish you were gay. I just kinda wish you were gay.
Bravo, bravo, brava, bravissimo. Oh.
I know that's going to lead into the next song, though, isn't it? But I actually thought that was a very cool way and unique way to explore a failing relationship or situationship or whatever it may be. I thought it made light of the scenario, but if you actually took in the lyrics, it was quite a serious subject, like someone not been there for her, not been open, not taking any accountability, etc., etc., but done in a different way.
Yeah, something about this song as well. They've done a really good job of like adding one or two elements and then just taking them away, and the feel of the song feeling entirely different. Like I was saying at one point, when they got rid of that crunchy percussion in the background, it kind of just felt like it opened up. And then when it returned again towards the end, it felt like, you know, we'd come back to the beginning again. And again, the production is phenomenal so far. They're doing so much with so little, but with how little it is, you know that they've put way more time into making it sound like there's less there. It's hard to explain that, but there's a lot of effort that's been put into making it sound effortless.
Yeah, even now, when we know this has gone on to be one of the biggest pop albums of recent years, it still feels quite fresh and different, but also you can kind of tell that it has been done like at home with love, but also produced fantastically. Anyway, up next is When the Party's Over.
Some great harmonies off the bat, like fantastic harmonies. I think that's something that stood out on this album a lot as well. Billie and harmonies just go hand in hand. How many times has she recorded those though? That must have been a headache.
Don't you know I'm no good for you? Call me friend, but keep me closer. And I'll call you when the party's over.
That drop out there.
And I could lie, say I like it like
Big cacophony of sound just kicks in.
I'm not sure how you were dancing to it for a second there, though.
say I like it like that, like it like that.
It's not really a dancing song, is it?
Nothing is better sometimes. Once we've both said our goodbyes, let's just let it go. Let me let you go. I could lie, say I like it like that, like it like that.
Some really, really good piano work on that track. And some really, really good piano work on that track. And interestingly, only one writing credit, which is for Phineas on that.
Really liked it. The vocals were fantastic. I feel like I need a little nap after that. It took me down a level, but the track did manage to inject a few moments of energy from almost nothing. Just that one big swooping bass note that came in. It'd slowly swell up and then drop out. I think that was really good for a calm song to mellow the album out for a minute.
Yeah, we've kind of gone on peaks and troughs so far, and that was kind of going down. So I'm wondering if the next track might follow on in this kind of serene sound, and then we'll get a bit of energy injected again. But the next track is the 8th track, called 8.
Wait a minute,
Who's this?
let me finish. I know you don't care, but can you listen?
I'm praying there's an effect on her voice.
I came committed.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, you don't
I
know.
overdid it. Wore my heart out on a chain around my neck. How you feel? Do you even feel anything?
There's a lot of cool elements in this track.
I'm not sure I like that vocal effect.
No.
It's the first one on the album so far that I'm not fond of.
Creeping me out a little bit, but maybe that's the point.
You said don't treat
Oh,
me
it's back
badly,
again.
but you said it so sadly. You're looking at me like I'm see-through. I guess I'm gonna go. I just never know how you feel. Do you even feel anything?
I'd probably say that was my least favourite track so far. I don't think it was particularly bad. The production was still fine, but it felt, other than the strange vocals, which I wasn't a fan of, it felt pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah, I would agree. This is probably the weakest track on the album so far. I mean, all the other ones have been absolute bangers. This one felt like it was...
An album track.
Yeah, an
A
album
test.
track, definitely, which is fine. There can be album tracks on an album. Not all of them can be, single worthy. I just really wasn't a fan of that effect on the voice, unfortunately. But I imagine that there are some people out there that like that kind of, difference between the two vocal styles. For me, just didn't quite do it.
Well, before we go on to the next track, In My Strange Addiction, I wanted to let you know that this is not our first listen. We've done Olivia Rodrigo Guts, Olivia Rodrigo Sour, Coldplay Parachutes, Bruno Mars Doo Wops and Hooligans, all sorts. So make sure you hit subscribe if you want to see more. But My Strange Addiction.
Haven't done that dance since my wife died.
Oh my God. That was The
There's
Office.
a whole crowd of people out there who need to learn.
The Scan. Yeah, what the fuck?
Questions you don't wanna know.
That's crazy. Michael Scott, big ups.
Way too long ago to be talking to you, but I don't know. Should have taken a break, not an Oxford.
Well, I like this
Take what
funky
I want
feeling.
and
We're
I
back.
want it, and I want you. Bad news. One of us is gonna lose. I'm the powder, you're the fuse. Just add some friction.
Oh, I liked that. That dropout. Very
My
nice.
strange addiction.
I'm really, really sorry. I think I was just relieved.
You're Jim now.
He was going to got his confidence back.
Yeah, Michael.
Tim's just so happy that The Office has made an appearance.
Deadly fever. Please don't ever break. Be my reliever. Cause I don't self-medicate. And it burns like a gin and I like
She loves a good dropout, doesn't she? Just a
That's happened
vocal
a
line.
lot.
it.
Yeah.
It hurts, but I know how to hide it. You are my strange addiction.
They've done a really good job of building up beats that aren't your stereotypical drum beats in pretty much every song. It's just like bass notes and a little tap in the background.
Can't you tell I'm wet? Tell me nothing lasts like I don't know. You could kiss my ass, skin up on my model.
You should enter it in festivals or carnivals.
Well, that's pretty good reaction. Pretty cool. Right?
So sick. Such a sick sample.
Did you like it? Did you like that?
Which part?
What an amazing sample that is there. And I know Billie Eilish has done stuff with the cast of The Office before. I didn't realize it was because she actually put quotes into a song. I thought, honestly, it was just because she was a big fan of The Office. I didn't realize she was that big of a fan of The Office.
Great little track. Made me have a smile on my face the whole time. Had a little boogie going on. But also just the musical elements of it. Even in the last 10 seconds there, a little guitar riff came in. The drumming kind of tapping. I don't even know what instrument that would be. Really unique and different. Enjoyed it. I felt like we went down a little bit. We're back on good vibes now.
Do you know what this album is actually really good at doing? Proving the point that less really is more, because there's so little elements, but enough that it makes it sound big. But like you were saying during that track, there's certain parts where it's just, subdued bass notes with a slight percussion in the background, and that's enough to carry it. And I don't know if that's a testament to the songwriting or just to Billie's voice as a whole. Everything in this, it just works really well.
Well, up next, Tim, is Bury a Friend.
Bury?
What's it say?
Berry.
Same thing.
Bury? Is that how you say berry?
Billy.
Really?
That's how you say Billy.
What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wondering?
Harmonies again.
You mentioned them harmonies one more
I
time.
can't help myself, man.
Why do you
This is the
sit
masterclass of
when we all
harmonies.
fall asleep? Where do we go?
Come here.
Say it, spit it
That
out.
little scream.
What is it exactly?
First time I've heard the album
Is
they
the
mentioned
amount
as well.
cleaning you out? Am I satisfactory? Today I'm thinking about the things that are deadly. Staple your tongue. Bury a friend. Try to wake up.
I like that reversing.
Son,
That's cool.
bury a friend. I wanna
Ring. That was cool. Oh, dirty low end. That bass.
end me. I wanna end me. I wanna What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? Why aren't you scared of me? Why do you care for me? When we all fall asleep, where do we go?
What's really interesting about that part there is the bass in the background is just so, it sounds like it's a thumping bass, but it's actually rising in pitch. It's going doom, 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 and then back down again. But it's so negligible that you don't actually properly hear it, but you feel it. It feels like it's pushing the track forwards, and then it comes back down again. I really like that. Then wobs are back. Then wobs are back.
This has changed direction about 15 times in 3 minutes.
Why aren't you scared of me? Why do you care for me? When we all fall asleep, where do we go?
Very interesting track. Lots of different sounds explored. I enjoyed it. I did kind of feel in some moments it was quite similar to some of the songs we've heard before in terms of the production, but they just added in enough different random noises and sound effects that it kept it interesting still. I don't know. It wasn't my favourite on the album, but I certainly enjoyed it.
What I really liked about that is there was multiple times where they did like the drop out for just the bass, but then every time that came in, there was another element built on top of it, so it wasn't like you were hearing the same thing over and over again. And as somebody who isn't the biggest fan of repetition, I feel like they've managed to avoid that a lot on this album by creating new sounds and kind of creating this soundscape that changes as you travel through the song, and it kind of makes every track stand out on its own because there's so many unique elements to each one.
Yeah, I did mention it in there, but the way that they build a beat is just so unique to me. I don't see any artist do that. Most just rely on some kind of drum pattern, whatever it may be. This album doesn't even need that. It just needs that bass note that carries every song through.
And up next we have, I'm going to guess, Elo Milo or Ilo Milo. It's one of the two. Oh.
Sounds underwater.
Sounds like Aphex Twin.
Not to worry, but maybe that's a lie.
Oh, the audio's swelling on that backing. Just coming back in. Intense.
Remember not to get too close to stars. They're never gonna give you love like ours. Where did you go? I should know, but it's cold and I don't wanna be lonely, so show me the way home.
Great vocal progression there.
I loved the lyrics there. That flowed so nicely. Oh. Oh, she's cold.
She's been electrocuted.
The words a little blurry. So where did you go? I should know, but it's cold and I don't wanna be lonely, so tell me you come home.
I like that.
This almost feels like a video game soundtrack.
Don't like that.
Spooky. Oh, a bit unsettling, that, isn't it?
Just reminding you who she is. Really cool track. One of my favourites on the album. Liked all the production elements of it. Thought it had me bopping my head. Fantastic.
One of your favourites on the album?
Yeah.
Really?
Undoubtedly.
Wow, okay, yeah. I mean, I really like that track. I don't think it's quite up there for me, but I really enjoyed how different it sounded to everything else. Again, I'm going to say it again. Every track feels unique. This one felt like if you were in an underwater castle level of a video game. That's the best way I can describe
That's
it.
so oddly specific.
But you know what I mean, though. It's got both vibes to it.
Yeah, I kind of get you. There was lots of different sounds in there. I just liked the little wobbly bass. The vocals are fantastic. Again, it didn't feel quite as haunted as some, but haunted enough to keep me intrigued. You know what I mean?
It didn't feel quite as haunted. That's such a great way to put it. Yeah, I really liked the wobble effects on the voice as well. But up next we have Listen Before I Go.
The world when I stop breathing.
I can hear some faint sirens in the background.
There's kind of this white noise almost going on, like
TV static,
like it's being recorded outside. was going to say, it feels like I can feel a breeze. Then I remembered the window's open, so that's what that'll be.
Man's losing it. It's gone.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that thunder into a slight rumble of drums kicking into that then. Whatever that was, it was really good. She's got a really good voice, hasn't she?
Fantastic. Unbelievable.
Taste me, the salty tears on my cheek. That's what a year-long headache.
Oh,
You've been having some mad reactions.
felt like I was reset then. I felt like I just shut down for a second.
Okay. Sorry, there's no way I'm sorry. But down, down.
Very emotional song about suicide that I think was covered extremely well. The track still had enough moments where it kept it like interesting from a musical point of view, but great vocals. There's not been that many purely calm tracks on here. I would say this is one of the few, and really enjoyed it.
I'd say even though it was calm, there was still those moments where there was just a loud crescendo of noise. And I think that's kind of the style of the album as well, where I think it kind of added a really big accent on this track. When those came in, it kind of made you think more about what was going on. It kind of drew you back in again. And yeah, the lyric matter and the topic covered in this is so mature for the age that she was when she made this album. It's really impressive that she's managed to, make a song like this.
I also really enjoyed the real world sound effects, the rain, the thunder, the sirens. It all built up this feeling of unease, which paired with the topic of the song so well. But Tim, we're on to the second to last track on the album, the longest track on the album in I Love You.
Good bit of acoustic. I don't think we've shouted out the instrumentation enough. Both piano and guitar and even bass have been phenomenal across this album. Really, really good stuff.
It's not true. Tell me I've been lied to. Crying isn't like you.
Ooh, ghostly, haunting. Ooh. She's got a very haunting voice, to be fair. Feel like we're hearing a bit of Phineas there in the harmony underneath.
Do you mention those harmonies one more time?
Let someone see right through.
I think this is the first time we've heard him properly on a track, though.
I've noticed him a couple of times.
Maybe won't you take it back? Say you were trying to make me laugh, and nothing has to change today. You didn't mean to say I love you. Up all night on another red.
Talking about being on a red eye, and I heard that bing bong, which is the tannoy, and now you can hear the woman giving the safety speech. I love that. The engine's powering up as well. Very subtle, but adds a lot.
Maybe won't you take it back? Say you were trying to make me laugh, and nothing has to change today. You didn't mean to say I love you.
Vocal progression from so deep to so high, just into the crescendo, which is the chorus of the song. That's so sick.
That track, again, just perfectly encapsulating the kind of less is more mantra. There really wasn't much going on, but it was such a beautiful track.
Yeah, the vocals, potentially the best on the album for me in that. I really liked the way that they progressed into the chorus. The big moments felt big just with mainly a vocal change. It's probably the most prominent Phineas has been on the entire album in terms of being able to clearly understand that that's him. And I think he added a lot to the track as well, which... I sometimes hear some negative things about him and his kind of involvement with Billie's tours, etc. But I think on this album, you've really seen his impact on her.
Yeah, like he has really helped to make this album what it is. And from what I know, he is a big part of the production. I think he is 90% of the production of the tracks themselves. So without him in the picture, you can't cast shade at him, because without him, we wouldn't have had this phenomenal album. And like you're saying, his voice paired with Billie's, yeah, really good stuff.
Well, Tim, we're on to the last track in the album, Goodbye. Please.
Some good harmonies in there.
Oh, nah. I'm going to say
It's chordal harmonies.
I'm going to say goodbye to you if you mention harmonies
It's
one more
chordal
time.
harmonies. Building up a chord of her own voice. It's impressive. It's good. I like it. And I'm not going to stop talking about it.
You've mentioned it every song.
Says a lot.
Let us know in the comments, do you think there's good harmonies or not? Do you think Tim's overhyping them?
Don't ask questions.
Is this a callback to every track on the album? I feel like there's a line from each song.
No good for you. What is it about them? I'm the bad guy.
That was a fantastic outro to the album. That was like when you get to the end of like a theatre production and they do the melody of all the songs that have happened and just little kind of motifs of each one. That was great.
A lot of the time when we listen to a full album, the end song can be the worst. That was a really cool way to do it and round off the project.
Yeah, it just kind of put a nice little hat on it.
We're at the end. What did you think of Billie Eilish, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?
I can completely understand the hype that this album had around it because, oh my goodness, the production throughout this is phenomenal. The lyricism was great. The vocal delivery was fantastic. Every single piece of this album has been crafted to such a level that, it just shows. It shows in the songs. Every single song was fantastic.
It massively impressed me. I've obviously heard a couple of the tracks in the past and heard what Billie's put out since, and it's continued to be very good. But I can see why this instantly propelled her to being so big and have such a great fandom, because not only was the production fantastic, and that can't be understated, all the instruments were great throughout, the piano work was good, the guitar, the random kind of dubsteppy bass moments and drop-ins and drop-outs, but also there was some really good emotional tracks in there which people will be able to connect to on a huge level, and that's why she's built that fan base.
And every single track that we saw, I don't think there was one in there that didn't just have Billie and Phineas as the writing credits. And to say that only 2 people made a project is insane. To say that only 2 people made this project is even more insane. To say that it was a brother and sister that made this project is crazy. What a talented pair of musicians.
And they've got 2 more albums. So if you want us to listen to, I think it's Happier Than Ever and Hit Me Hard and Soft, somewhat along those lines, for the first time, then leave a comment and let us know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.